Hello everybody and welcome to our show. Today we have a special edition about our World Championship Rising Phoenix. And our guest in support of this case is the Vice President of Wings of Strength, Alexandra Sacasa, who is directly in charge with promoting and organizing this event. Alex, welcome to our show.
Thank you, guys.
Hey! So we want to hear everything about all the troubles and the hardships and the bad and the good sides of trying to promote this show.
Oh, where to begin? I think we can start with the good stuff, right? I think the fun thing is that appropriately on this show, right, it's actually the only all-women's pro-am show in the world. Mm-hmm. So that's always exciting to have so many women there from all these different divisions. Mm-hmm. So we have all these different divisions from the IFBB component. So it's actually 3 shows in one is what we've been trying to tell everybody about. Mm-hmm. The first part of it being the Rising Phoenix Women's Bodybuilding World Championship show, which is part of the IFBB. And then you have the IFBB Arizona Women's Pro, followed by the Arizona Women's NPC Extravaganza, right?
Yes.
And we co-promote this with Tim Gardner Productions. We love their team. We love working with them. And part of the first part of the show is the female bodybuilding component. So as both of you know very well, after the absence of the Miss Olympia, the Rising Phoenix kind of took place to give female bodybuilders a stage to compete on and win a grand prize. Apart from all of the prize money and everything they get to win, the first place wins $50,000.
All right.
Along with a brand new American iconic vehicle.
All right.
So it's always, it's
so that's going to be a surprise with the vehicle is? Yes. I always look for the vehicle. I love it. I know what the vehicle is.
Yeah,
I know. Okay, we'll keep it quiet.
Okay.
No, I can tell them. I can tell them, I think.
Yeah, go for it.
I think we're planning
on our posters.
We're planning on a Mustang this year. Ooh, fast.
It's always a loud car, I want to say.
Yeah.
But
I would call it a powerful, beautiful car. Yes.
Oh, there you go. It's a good spin on words. One of the things that I love the most about this show, though, other than it just being such like a good, it's just a good vibe always, which sounds really cheesy, but it is once you're there. It's a good weekend. It's very inclusive. I think it's an opportunity for all women of all these different divisions to interact closely with one another, right? Because the show size is essentially cut in half in a way.
You guys you've done a great job of accommodating the athlete. Just the fact that it's 2 weeks out from the Olympia makes it, as an athlete, like incredible opportunity. How can you pass up participating, or you just made it really great for the athletes.
We really hope that some girls that are continuing, or rather competing on the Olympia stage, consider competing on that stage, right? It's a nice place to essentially warm up your stage, your stage presence. And
it's been like this in the past years with Arizona Pro, where a lot of the competitors going into Olympia stopped by the Arizona Pro stage first. But what can we expect as far as restrictions? Because we have to, all of us as promoters, we know that we have to deal with all these COVID restrictions. What can we expect from that perspective?
So it's a good question. As you know, in promoting your show in Romania, it changes almost every day, it feels like. As of today, we are limited to a very low number of audience members.
Wow.
I think the number that we have as of today is 250.
Wow.
It's either 250 in the audience or 10% of the capacity of the venue, right? So whichever one is higher. So in that case, we've been encouraging audience members to purchase their tickets in advance, because unfortunately, if things stay as they are with the seating regulations, once they're gone, they're gone.
And we all know that this scene changes very fast, and there's news every day. So everybody needs to know that we are filming this on October 22nd, 2020. So by then, all these restrictions, we pray that might be raised, right?
we're all very hopeful. You know, we're working alongside with the Olympia team as well. We're doing frequent trips over there, and we're just kind of like holding hands and remaining positive that everything will alleviate us in every sense of the word. So we hope that everybody just please tune in. Also follow us on social media, because that's the best way and the easiest way that we will be communicating any updates.
How about the travel restrictions for the international athletes as far as the rules up to today are?
So up to today, if any competitors have any questions that are traveling from outside of the country, there isn't the easiest way to keep track of that is just to look on the CDC's website, right? Because the CDC is listing which countries. There's no ban on entering the country, but there is, however, the U.S. borders just ask that you've quarantined for 14 days prior to entering the country.
Okay.
So one thing that we've been recommending thus far, as we've seen for another competitor who was able to compete at the New York Pro,
Yes.
she competed in Tampa for the New York Pro, but she quarantined for 2 weeks in Mexico.
I see.
And the easy thing about Mexico is that at this time, right, there's no travel ban restrictions or anything, but they're able to kind of quarantine there for 14 days. They can still access the gym, the grocery store, whatever they need to do to live a semi-normal life while being in a foreign country.
Okay.
But the nice thing is that they can come into the United States from Mexico in multiple ways. You know, they can fly, they can drive, they can walk across the border, so it's a lot less stressful with that kind of adjacent neighbor on the border.
So I would imagine that a good rule of thumb for all the international athletes is to stop in a country that is not banned from entering in United States, like Mexico, Turkey, right? All of these countries whose numbers are very low,
Right.
In as far as COVID cases is concerned. So I think if they stop there, then they can come here and they are allowed to enter, right?
Correct. Yes. I think that as long as they keep up to date with whatever the CDC is saying, we do anticipate for the United States to lift the travel ban.
Okay.
So we
I
are
see.
optimistic in that
Yes.
sense, but we just don't know which countries that would include. So at this time, we know that at least Mexico is one of the easier options to quarantine in.
So Alex, tell us a little bit of what other goodies are you preparing for us? Like, I have to say that one of my favorite things was the special video that the competitors had to make to present themselves, right?
Yeah, that's my favorite part. I have to say, I
Yes,
think
my
that's my
favorite
favorite
part.
part.
Yeah, it
just
is.
because, one, what other show do you guys go to where you see some type of bio featuring the athlete, right? And it's one that they've been a part of creating, right? It's not one that, you know, some film crew went and filmed them. Like, they chose they had some type of creative say in it. So the Rising Phoenix competitors are asked to make a 2-minute video to kind of tell us a little bit about, to give us some insight on what inspires them, what moves them, right? It can be like some badass shots of them working out, in combination of, you know, being with their friends and family, and it's an opportunity for them to kind of showcase who they are on the big screen right before they get on stage, right? And they get a prize for it.
And this comes with an award, right?
So the best video
I
does
love
get
that.
a prize. Yeah.
Love that about the Rising Phoenix.
We do hand out a few special awards, one being the Best Video Award,
Yep.
along with the Best Poser Award.
Yes.
So that's always an exciting bonus for the girls to really hone in on their creativity, I think, and their overall presentation.
And I also know that some of the biggest and more muscular competitors also love the most muscular award, right?
That's right.
Right.
We still do have that one. The
Yes,
most
and I
muscular.
think Alicia Young won that.
She won
together
it
with
last
Helen
year.
She won it last
Trevino
year.
in certain other years in the past, and I think Irene won. one.
But most
didn't
muscular
she?
one, yeah, I believe so.
That is it's just beautiful.
Those are
'cause
the
there's-
three, and it makes
comes
sense.
with money, right? So we don't have many shows like this in the world.
No, I mean, there's no other show in the world where, you know, again, it's all women.
Yes.
And there's over $100,000 worth in prizes.
That's right.
And just prize money, rather. That does not include the vehicle. So
You guys
it's a good one to
you've done
point
such
out.
excellent job with promoting the show, and I really look forward to it every single year. The
excited for it,
venue and just the attention to detail. You know, the athletes walk in, they know exactly where to go. Check-ins are the piece of cake. You treat them like rock stars, the makeup artist, and just every aspect of it. So I'm so proud of what you guys are doing, what's going on with the Rising Phoenix. And the women, I've heard the judges say, I know Sandy Williamson, she said she always really looks forward to going to this show, and that we honor the women, and that she loves it.
You just reminded me of something too. Tim just confirmed it for us in Chicago, or in Atlanta, Chicago, at the Chicago Pro. It's an all women's judging panel.
What?
That's fantastic.
All women judging panel? Okay,
Yeah.
Great
there we
news.
go.
And I was
Great
asking
news.
Tim, I
Bravo.
said, is this the first time that we've ever had this happen? And we said we both think so. So again, it's kind of just really, I don't know, it's just so
That actually
exciting.
gives me chills.
Yeah.
It does, because that is a first.
I know.
So Alex, tell me, for the future years, do we plan to have the Rising Phoenix as invitational from now on? Now with the return of Olympia, which is a qualificational event, is Rising Phoenix going to stay invitational? And if so, just a few words on what the procedure is for the athletes for next year to be aware of.
Yes, so you brought up a very important point about the Rising Phoenix. So as of this year, after the return of the official return of the Miss Olympia, Wings of Strength decided to have the Rising Phoenix, the first, the one of the three shows, be invitational. So only the female bodybuilders need to apply to be invited. The rest of the divisions for the Arizona Women's Pro, NPC, none of the rest is invitational. That's open to compete.
Alex, we appreciate your time and sharing your
Thank you
knowledge
both,
and all
yeah.
this information with us. And we are so excited to host the event together. And if anybody has any questions, Alexandra Sacasa here will answer any questions asked.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, thank you.
What an amazing event, Lenda, and what an amazing promoter. I'm pretty sure that Alex Sacasa has her hands full with all these details that she
Yes.
has to organize and
Yep, hands
get
full
everything ready.
for sure. The Rising Phoenix, without question.
Absolutely.
Detail from the 50 grand to the beautiful venue.
Oh my God.
To a car.
I can't tell you how much I love my Corvette.
I know.
have to
I was
say
just about
that.
to say this.
She's my baby.
She won a car. I
She's
won
my
nothing.
baby. I'm addicted to life.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You're spoiled now.
Oh my God, yeah. So, Lenda, we have 19 competitors.
Yeah, 19.
That have been invited since the show is invitational. And what do you think is going to happen there? I mean, it's all big names, heavy names, right?
Yeah.
We started with the top 5 from previous year in 2019,
That's right.
and they were automatically qualified, right? They
That's
already
right.
got an invitation. They didn't even have to apply for it.
Definitely the top women that have walked away with the title. Hella Trevina.
Yeah.
Trevino will be there.
Sadly, Margie Martin refused the invitation. She said that she's focusing all her efforts solely on the Olympia
On the
this year. So
Olympia.
I think she's missing a big chance at that
Yeah.
car and big chunk of money, right?
Well, you know what? I think she's missing more than just the opportunity as far as the money. I think that there is, first of all, there's 2 weeks between the Olympia and the Rising Phoenix. And this is an opportunity to be in front of the judges and to also dial it in.
Well, since she was not there, we have Hella Trevino, who accepted, of course. She's going to come and defeat her last year title, pursuing her 3rd title.
Yes,
She
yes.
won in 2015 17 and 19,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
As well as Irene Anderson, who was 3rd last year.
Yeah.
Nikki Chartrand 4th, and Monique Jones 5th.
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
Yep. All big girls, and I see that each of them have really like dialed it in and come in better shape. Really was impressed with Irene Anderson, and very happy for her to crack that, first call out and to be in the top 5, to be automatically invited back. She's very consistent and determined. And like I said, big girls, and they're all coming in great shape. Monique Jones, she's improved in her physique and her conditioning. And I love the fact that Hella is actually going to take the stage, because I think it's going to be a benefit to Hella in a sense, because sometimes Hella, she really focuses on being big. She loves bodybuilding. She loves, being big and strong. But at the same time, we know sometimes, she's placed lower because she risked size for leanness. That was against you.
I agree. I think she's had a couple of years when she sacrificed conditioning for size, and I think that she's one of the most massive and one of the biggest female bodybuilders, carrying the most amount of muscles on stage. So I don't think she needs to worry at all about not being big enough.
Yeah, she's right.
Conditioning is the key.
She's not in danger of not being big enough. What she has to do is make sure that she is well conditioned, and so this is an opportunity for her to get on that stage, and if there's something that's a little bit off, she can make some adjustments and dial it in more, because you can always lose weight in 2 weeks, You know what I also love about Hella? Whenever I talk to her, she loves this title. It's so close to her heart. When I asked her, "Are you coming?" She's like, "I'm coming back for my title." It's like a prized possession that she's emotionally very attached to, and she values it. And I love to see champions, fighting, getting their title, and attaching to it and holding on and working to keep on holding it and getting it. The rising phoenix is definitely something to God, just love on, just be appreciative of the title, and recognize that that group, you guys held women's bodybuilding together. Absolutely, best in the world. We also, again, talking about Nikki Chartrand, who was 4th last year. She's very pretty and very entertaining, right? Yep, very pretty, very entertaining. I think that she needs to, this has been in the past years. I don't know how she's going to show up in this year. We haven't seen her competing in 2020 yet. But I feel like her legs need to come a little bit up, in order to match her upper body. Yes. She's extremely entertaining, great poser. The public loves her. She's dancing on stage, and she's engaging the audience. I really love that about her. I do too. And Monique Jones, she's of course one of the, I think I read that she's 200 pounds on season. Yeah. Like I cannot even. Wow. I don't know. 200 pounds Monique shredded is a lot. She's huge. Yeah. She's a big. And she is getting like better, like leaner, and being more consistent from what I've seen over the last. So yes, we've seen her in better, and she's got good structure. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't look at her and say, "Oh, she has a wide waist," or she has a great well balanced. She has great structure. What do you think would be the key for her to move up higher in the top 5 she had last year? I think the key for Monique, for sure, is just to continue to focus on conditioning. It seems like at one point she didn't have as much definition in her abdominal area. You would see the shoulders and the size, but I think she just needs to continue to focus on being in amazing shape, and that is the key. You guys have worked so hard to get the muscle's there. Now it's about conditioning, and do it smart, so you come in and you don't look flat and you don't look like tired and overwhelmed, but you want to be balanced, and I think that's really the key. You know what I love, that also this year Yaxenia Orakin applied for an invitation, and she obviously got it, right? Yes. She's coming back. She competed 3 years in 15, 16, 17 at the Rising Phoenix, right? Placed top 5. Yeah. And this year with the return of Miss Olympia, she decided to compete in Olympia, and she wants to do exactly what you said, 2 weeks before, do that stage test. Yes. And she's obviously going to be there. She was 2005 Miss Olympia. That's right. So now we're going to see her on stage again in 2020. Yeah, and Yaxani, she looks great. she looks amazing. You know, seen her a lot in the off season when she was retired or not retired, and her presence. I mean, people love Yaxani. I'm looking forward to seeing her on stage, and we already know she's already proven it. She's won the Olympia, and she's a top contender.
Absolutely, absolutely. A newcomer is Andrea Shaw, right?
Yes, Andrea Shaw.
Everybody's excited about Andrea.
Everybody's excited about Andrea Shaw. They see her physique, they see her package. You know, she's got great shape. She's got the muscle.
She just won the Omaha earlier in the year, right?
Yes.
Which also qualified her for the Olympia later this year.
Yes.
What do you think the key is for Andrea?
For Andrea, I think the key is she has to really dial it in and get tighter. She's improved her conditioning
and size too. She's improved size from last year.
She's definitely improved size, but
she just switched from physique. Last year.
That's right, and she's been really successful and a force to be reckoned with, because a lot of people on the outside have mentioned her, and they say, you know, I've heard them talking about her winning the Olympia, winning.
Yeah, there's a lot of hype.
There's a lot of hype.
She definitely caught interest.
Yeah, she definitely has caught interest, and she just has to stay focused, and we'll see, because she has gotten better. And I've said, you know, hey, you've got to bring it in. You've got to get tight, because these ladies are serious. And when you turn to the rear, we get to see who's done the job and done their work.
From the international athletes, we have Irene Anderson, of course, who was qualified. We have Silvia Mara.
Yes.
We have Virginia Sanchez.
Yes.
Juana Hryapka. And Margita Zamolova.
Yes.
Margita she's freshly turned, well, actually, she got, I think, 4th place or 3rd place at Arnold in physique last year. And she just won the European Pro in bodybuilding, right? She made the switch, and she actually qualified her for the Olympia this year. But she was on the list, right? She wanted an invitation. We accepted her, and we're going to be excited to see how she shows up,
her on stage.
right?
And let me tell you something about this is where sometimes bodybuilders we go wrong is when you focus so much on just being big, it's all about size. At the end of the day, you put the size on, but it's about being in great condition. And the one thing about Margita is that I've never seen her on stage and not in incredible shape. I think we can owe a lot of that to when you look at the women physique competitors, because consistently across the board, every last one of them are in incredible shape.
We've seen this going on in this season when Asha Hadley and Myla Ash freshly turning their pro debut as bodybuilders, turning from physique. They have won bodybuilding shows, right? Ahead of girls that were bigger than them, right?
That's right.
So we've seen this tendency. So I do believe that conditioning is the key to everything.
It is.
Okay, we haven't mentioned yet from this list Alicia Young, who's another very muscular and solid competitor, right? And I do believe that her key to place really good again is to come in extreme conditioning, because you know sometimes it's on and off. Right? Hit and miss with Alicia.
Yes.
If she's not completely dialed in, she usually doesn't place ahead.
Yes, and she has to be completely dialed in. You know, and it's hard because she has those big quads, and sometimes it's hard to get on women to get really lean, because that's always the hardest part.
It is, yeah.
And toward the end, but you got to dig in, and I think you said it to someone. Sometimes you just have to suffer. You have to just suffer.
I told it to Christina Mendoza, who's got huge quads.
Sometimes you just have to suffer.
I did.
You know, and that's what, we know the game.
Yeah.
We know what it takes, and we can see those that they haven't gone there yet.
On a smaller competitor list is Mona Pursale, who's also invited. I really love her presentation. She's a beautiful, beautiful entertainer. She's an artist, I think. Her routines are amazing.
Yeah, and I just saw Mona, her legs look amazing. She's shredded. Y'all better come in shape.
And she's got a beautiful structure. I like that about her. Very pretty, very flowing physique. And I think we mentioned pretty much everybody except for Teresa Ivancic and one of your
and LaDawn McDay, right? Yes, I was really impressed with. Let me say, both of them. I love them like fabulously. Like, first of all, the first thing you see when you look at Teresa, you look at LaDawn.
Yeah,
people say, oh, they're beautiful, and they are beautiful. You know, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
But not just that, beautiful structures, the way their whole package and what they bring to the stage. And in my opinion, like with Teresa Ivancic, not only is she just, it's not about beauty, but the fact is she's in great shape. Like, it was clear to me at the last show, you know, when she turned to the rear, her strong muscles in her back and her development, and she was just overall in great shape. And she won that show.
She's in great shape, and coupled with her beauty and the way she carries herself, it always pushed her farther. Definitely, she's not like one of those competitors that are going to have striations on the glutes, right?
That's
or feathering on the quads. But this does not hurt her. It doesn't harm her because her whole presentation is exactly that. Good conditioning, beautiful flowing muscles, beautiful face, beautiful everything. So I think that was her key. I would still like to see LaDawn coming in harder and tighter.
LaDawn definitely needs to come in harder.
She won Tampa Pro this year. She qualified for the Olympia. And she's going to do the Rising Phoenix 2 weeks before. But I have seen her in the past, and I still think that we haven't seen the best shape of LaDawn yet.
We have not. We have not seen the best of LaDawn McDay, and so I think we have an amazing lineup.
I'm excited
at
Lenda.
the Rising Phoenix.
I'm so excited.
Amazing lineup. We're going to have some great posing. We're going to have some great conditioning, great muscle,
great athletes,
great entertainment. I cannot wait.
You guys got to get your tickets and come watch the show. And thank you, everybody, for watching us, for being here with us today. Catch you on our next episode of FEMME FLEX Friday.